This is the Integrel system. We have a high-powered alternator which generates 8 kilowatts at a steady state, which is a lot of energy for such a small device. It fits on the secondary alternator bracket of the main propulsion engine of the yacht, which means that you don't need a generator. It's a special alternator. It has a lot of new technology in it, including a method of focusing the electromagnetic field from the field coil using permanent magnets, which is a bit unusual. This feeds into the controller. The controller is aware of everything that's going on in the boat. So if the boat is underway and the user decides to absolutely floor the throttle, then so that propulsion can have all the energy, we drop back on the electrical energy that we're actually taking off the system. And that way we can make the boat safely use a lot of electrical energy without getting in the way of the propulsion or any emergency maneuvers. We charge a 48-volt battery bank. So one of the most expensive parts of the system is the battery bank, so you need to really keep a close eye on what's going on so that you can get the maximum amount of life from the bank. Not all boats have native 48-volt bank. Most of them operate on 12 or 24, and we've got a battery-to-battery charger for that. So it's an energy conduit to take energy from the 48-volt bank and shift it to the smaller banks on the boat. And in doing that, you can actually downsize the amount of energy, battery energy, on the lower banks, which frees up space for the 48-volt bank. We can use lead acid or lithium ion, and the charging profiles are all stored in the controller, so we can make sure that the boat stays safe, especially with regard to lithium ion. We've got a 5-inch screen which just gives you various details of what's going on, and we can also interface to third-party screens. It's becoming more and more common on board yachts now to have just one screen that reports all the values, so you don't have to drill lots of holes all over your boat and fit multiple screens. So we're working with many manufacturers to get that integrated into their systems. And that's about it. It essentially saves you from installing an additional generator, which means that you have to service that generator, you'd have to fuel it, you'd have to drill holes in your hull for the cooling. This gets rid of all that. Saves space, saves noise. It just works. We've got several trial boats out there already. It's been going for a year. We've got 2,000 hours on the system. It is all running perfectly. We've got one of the beta customers is Paul Shard, and we had an email from him yesterday saying it's just working. He doesn't even know it exists, which is a bit disappointing, to be honest, because you spend all this time on it. But it's brilliant. It seems to be great.